The story begins deep inside a dense forest where a man is running desperately, hoping to find a way out. But the forest is so thick that no path seems to lead outside. He looks at the sun to guide his direction, but now even the sun is slowly setting. Still, he doesn't stop running. After running for hours, he reaches a point where a board stands. On it is written, "Point of No Return." Alongside, there's a number, 108. Seeing this, the man becomes even more anxious. Darkness starts to spread through the forest, and a strange fear fills the air. Suddenly, all the birds in the forest take off and vanish. Despite walking miles, the man doesn't see a single wild animal anywhere. Something strange was happening, something that even the wild beasts were afraid of. Out of fear, the man starts running faster. But after hours of struggle, he suddenly stops, because right in front of him stands the same board with the number 108, Point of No Return. Now he realizes, no matter how much he runs, he cannot escape this forest. He begins searching for a place to hide, but there's nowhere safe. So he climbs up a tree. But suddenly, the branch breaks, and he falls hard to the ground. He's badly injured, deep wounds cover his body. Before he can even lose consciousness, the ground begins to tremble, and strange growling sounds echo around him. The sound freezes his breath. Suddenly, something drags him away into the darkness. We don't see what it is, but his painful screams echo through the forest. 6 days later, we move to the city, where a girl named Meena works in a bird shop. Her boss arrives and orders her to deliver a golden parrot to a place far outside the city, a mysterious Z. Meena agrees and sets out on her journey. She sets the destination in her phone's map and drives off. As she leaves the city, she notices a board covered with missing people's photos, dozens of them. It means many people have vanished in that area. But Meena ignores it and keeps driving. To save time, she takes a shortcut through a forest, the same forest where the man disappeared earlier. Deep inside, Meena realizes she's stuck. Her phone has lost signal. The car's radio also stops working. She tries to turn back, but she can't find the way. Soon, her car breaks down completely. Stepping out, she sees a board nearby, the same, Point of No Return, 108. Confused and scared, Meena picks up the parrot's cage and walks ahead, hoping to find help. But there's no one, no sound, no movement. When she returns to where her car was parked, it's gone. Completely vanished. She wonders if she's come to the wrong place, or maybe the forest itself is playing tricks on her. Every corner looks exactly the same. Night falls, and once again, all the birds fly away together, just like before. The ground starts shaking again. Meena senses someone's presence around her. In the distance, she sees a shadow. She runs toward it, but no one's there. Then suddenly, she spots an old woman running. Meena chases after her, shouting for help. But the woman doesn't stop, she keeps running. When Meena finally catches up, the old woman vanishes again. Following her trail, Meena sees a large room-like structure deep inside the forest. The old woman appears at the door and shouts, "If you want to live, get inside now." Without thinking, Meena runs in. As soon as she enters, the old woman locks the door. Inside, Meena sees a strange room, with a huge mirror on one side. There are 2 more people inside, a girl named Kiara and a man named Daniel. Terrified, Meena asks, "What is this place?" The old woman replies, "We call this place the Cove. My name is Madeline. This is Kiara, and that boy is Daniel." Madeline then warns, "This isn't the time to talk. Stand with us in front of the mirror, someone is coming to watch us." Meena asks, "Who's coming?" But Madeline doesn't answer. Suddenly, strange noises echo from outside. Meena panics and asks, "What's that sound?" Kiara replies softly, "We call them the Watchers. They look at us from the other side of the mirror. But we can't see them. Every night, after the sun sets, they come here and watch us, until sunrise." Soon, a disturbing clattering sound comes from behind the mirror. Meena asks, "What is that noise?" Madeline whispers, "The Watchers are happy you've come. They're clapping for you." Now Meena is completely terrified and confused. She just wants to escape, but the question remains, who are the Watchers, and why are they watching? The night passes, and by morning, they all step out of the house. Madeline tells Meena that the watchers only come out at night. During the day, they are free to roam the forest. Meena, who spent the entire night waiting for sunrise, just wants to escape this place as soon as possible. So, the moment daylight arrives, she begins searching for a way out of the forest. Madeline stops the others from stopping her, as if she already knows that Meena won't be able to leave and will eventually come back. As Meena walks away, Madeline warns her, "This is not a good decision. There's no way out of this forest. Before nightfall, you must return to the house. Otherwise, you'll lose your life." But Meena doesn't listen. Carrying the parrot in her hand, she continues walking forward. Soon, she comes across the same point of no return sign again. Fear strikes her heart, but she keeps her courage and follows the sun's direction, thinking that it might lead her out. Still, she fails to find a way out. The path ends abruptly. She realizes she's standing on the edge of a cliff, and all she can see for miles ahead is nothing but the same endless forest. Exhausted and hopeless, she sits down. Suddenly, someone places a hand on her shoulder. Startled, she turns around. It's Madeline. Madeline comforts her and says, "You're not the first one who tried and failed. We all did, just like you. There's no way out of this place." Then she adds, "Come, I'll show you something." Madeline takes Meena deeper into the forest and explains, "This forest is a hunter, and we are its prey. If you want to live, stay with us." She then shows Meena several point-of-no-return signs placed in a perfect circular formation around the forest. Their house lies exactly in the center of that circle. Madeline says, "These signs are placed half a day's distance from our home. If you go beyond them, it's almost impossible to come back. So whenever you see these signs, never ignore them." Meena asks, "Who built all this?" Madeline replies, "A professor did. But no one has ever seen him." As night falls again, they all return to the house. The watchers come out every night to observe them. That night, Kiera dances in front of the mirror, saying, "They like it when we entertain them." It wasn't necessary to just stand before the mirror all night. They could do whatever they wanted, as long as they didn't turn their backs to the mirror. Doing that would make the watchers furious. At night, their problem was the watchers. But during the day, survival itself was a struggle. They had to hunt in the forest to feed themselves. The next day, Kiera and Meena go out to hunt. On the way, Meena asks, "What do these watchers really want?" Kiera answers, "I don't know exactly. But Madeline says they observe us. If we ever see them, we'd go insane, because they look horrifying." Kiera then shows Meena a large pit and says, "There are many like this scattered throughout the forest. The watchers stay inside these pits during the day, and at night, they come out. Sunlight burns their skin, that's why they can't appear during the day." Kiera tells her, "I came here with my husband 5 months ago, and we've been trapped here ever since. 6 days ago, he went into the forest to find a way out. I still believe he'll come back and take us away from this place." Here, we learn that Kiera's husband was the same man we saw at the beginning, the one dragged away in the forest. He's already dead. As they continue talking, the two return to the house. Madeline then explains 3 rules Meena must follow to stay alive. Never open the door at night. Never turn your back to the mirror. Never go near the pits during the day, and stay in the sunlight as much as possible. As long as you follow these rules, she says, you'll stay alive. But Meena doesn't believe Madeline's words. That night, curiosity gets the best of her. She presses her ear against the mirror, trying to hear any sound from the other side. When she hears nothing, she becomes convinced that Madeline's stories are fake. So she deliberately breaks the rule. She lies down with her back facing the mirror. Suddenly, loud banging starts from the other side. The watchers are furious. The noise wakes Madeline, who rushes to pull Meena up and make her face the mirror again. Only then does the noise stop. Their anger fades. It becomes clear that when a person turns their back toward the watchers, they take it as an insult. The night passes, and the next morning, Meena goes hunting with Daniel. She asks him, "Have you ever seen a watcher?" Daniel replies, "No. And anyone who does, never lives to tell about it." Meena tells him, "I think all this is just Madeline's made-up story to trap us here. We should go check those pits. Maybe there's a way out. Daniel, tired of being stuck here, agrees. Together, they go to one of the pits. Meena ties a rope around herself, and Daniel holds the other end. If something happens, pull me out, she says. She climbs down into the pit, and down there, she finds a pile of human belongings scattered all around. Meena gathers all the items together. They were belongings of people who had fallen prey to the Watchers. Daniel uses the rope to pull up a camera, a bicycle, and other useful things from the pit. Meena waits below, expecting Daniel to throw the rope back down so she can climb out. But before that happens, she hears movement. Something is coming into the pit. Terrified, Meena shouts for Daniel to drop the rope quickly. Just then, a Watcher's hand reaches toward her, trying to grab her. Luckily, Meena is standing in a patch of sunlight, and when the sunlight hits the Watcher's skin, it starts to burn. At that moment, Daniel throws the rope down, and Meena climbs up as fast as she can, escaping just in time. Completely shaken, they both rush back to their safe house with the collected items. When Madeline sees them, she asks, "Where did you find all this?" They lie, saying they found it scattered in the forest. But Madeline has lived here too long. She immediately knows they got it from one of the pits. She asks Meena, "Tell me, what did you see inside?" But Meena stays silent. That night, they're all excited. For the first time, they might be able to actually see the Watchers. Among the things Meena found was a camera. Daniel manages to connect it to their TV so they can watch the footage live. Madeline warns them again and again, "You're making a big mistake." But they ignore her. That night, they sit waiting for the Watchers to appear on screen. Hours pass, but no one comes. Then something strange happens. Suddenly, someone knocks on their door. All of them freeze. They glance at the TV, and see a pair of human legs standing outside. The voice calling from outside sounds exactly like Kiera's husband. He's begging her to open the door, saying he's found a way out. Overcome with emotion, Kiera believes it's really him and rushes to open the door. But Madeline blocks her way. "That's not your husband," she says firmly. "No human could reach this place at night." Kiera refuses to believe her and tries to push past her. Madeline stops her again and says, "He's tricking you. Test him. Ask him something only your husband would know." So Kiera asks a question about a specific book, something deeply personal. The voice outside goes silent. No answer. They realize the truth. It's not her husband. It's a Watcher. When they refuse to open the door, the Watcher smashes their camera, and they finally understand. The Watchers can take human form. Enraged, the Watchers start pounding violently on the mirror, cracking it. Madeline quickly instructs everyone to stand in a line facing the mirror. Slowly, the pounding stops, and the Watchers withdraw. After the chaos, Meena finally admits to Madeline that they took all the things from the pit. Madeline explodes with anger. "You broke another rule," she says. The next morning, she gathers everything they stole and throws it all back into the pit. This act seems to calm the Watchers for a while, but strange things start happening in the forest. Daniel begins acting erratically, losing his temper over the smallest things. Meanwhile, Kiera, who once had hoped that her husband was alive, now realizes he's gone forever. Heartbroken, she decides to end her life by jumping into one of the Watchers' pits. Just as she's about to, Meena reaches in time and pulls her back. But Daniel's behavior grows worse. Consumed by rage and paranoia, he ties Madeline to a tree, shouting, "I'm done following her stupid rules. From now on, we do things my way." As night approaches, Daniel runs toward the house, with Kiera following him. Meena stays behind, freeing Madeline from the ropes. Daniel locks himself and Kiera inside the room, leaving Meena and Madeline outside at the mercy of the Watchers. The two women pound on the door, begging Daniel to let them in, but he doesn't. Darkness spreads across the forest. It's the Watchers' time. Forced to hide, Meena and Madeline crouch beneath a large tree. Soon, guttural growls fill the air. For the first time, we, along with them, see the Watchers clearly. They are tall, thin, terrifying creatures crawling out from their pits. They head toward the safe house to watch the humans. When they realize Meena and Madeline aren't there, they begin searching the forest, hungry and enraged. Taking advantage of the brief moment when the Watchers wander away, Meena and Madeline rush back to the safe house, crying for Daniel to open the door. This time, guilt and fear soften Daniel's heart. He unlocks the door, and they rush in. Inside, Madeline scolds him furiously but then gathers everyone before the mirror. She says, "We've already broken too many rules. I don't think the Watchers will forgive us this time. It's time I tell you the truth." She begins, "When I first came here, I saw something that terrified me. I saw myself. Or rather, something that looked exactly like me. It was a Watcher trying to copy my appearance. Its eyes and hair weren't perfect, but it was close." Meena asks, "What are these Watchers, really?" Madeline replies, "They are fairies. Long ago, they lived among humans. They were magical beings with wings. But as time passed, humans began to fear their power. So, the humans decided to destroy them. There were too many humans. The fairies couldn't fight back. They were captured and buried alive inside massive pits, sealed with a curse that trapped them forever. For centuries, they remained underground. But eventually, they dug tunnels and found ways to escape. Now, they come out as Watchers. After so many years beneath the earth, they lost their wings and their magic, and the sunlight began to burn them. But one power remained, the ability to change shape. Daniel asks, "What do they want from us? Why do they watch us every night?" Madeline answers, "They want to live among humans again. But they can't in their true form. So, they study us, to copy our appearance, our behavior, our way of living, so they can replace us." As she finishes speaking, the Watchers return. When they realize Meena and Madeline are back inside, their rage explodes. They start slamming against the door, trying to break it down. The group pulls a table in front of the door, trying to block it, but the Watchers are too strong. The wood begins to crack. They know death is seconds away. Then Daniel notices something. While dragging the table, they flip the carpet, and beneath it, there's a large iron hatch in the floor. He quickly opens it and discovers a deep underground tunnel leading below. They find a huge bunker underground and quickly climb inside, closing the iron gate above them. Everyone is shocked. How could this bunker exist here all along, and none of them ever noticed it? Inside, they discover that the place is fully equipped, enough food for thousands of days, a working computer, and other essential supplies. Meena wants to know who built this place, so she switches on the computer. It contains a lot of saved data, and after opening some files, they find out that the entire bunker was created by Professor Martin. It turns out that the professor already knew about these creatures. He wanted to study the Watchers. To do that, he built this bunker and lured people into the forest by offering them money for work. At night, he would send those workers to the surface while he himself hid inside the bunker. The Watchers would then come and devour those humans. In one of the recorded videos, the professor says that during his research he found a very unique fairy, one that could survive sunlight and come out of the pits even during the day. The professor explains that this particular Watcher had perfectly taken the form of a young girl. She didn't harm him, she was gentle. So he brought her into the bunker. Then the professor turns the camera, and they see that he has trapped the fairy, the little girl, inside a cage. It's unclear what kind of experiment he was planning to perform on her. There are many more video recordings, each revealing something new. Meena plays the final one, desperate to know what ultimately happened. In the last video, the professor confesses that he's about to kill both himself and the fairy. Before dying, he leaves an important message for anyone trapped in this forest. He says, "When the evening comes, follow the direction in which the birds fly. That's the only way to escape this place." He adds, "If anyone manages to get out alive, go to my university and destroy all my research. Coming here was the biggest mistake of my life." After that, the professor goes upstairs, and 2 gunshots are heard, one for the fairy and one for himself. That night, the 4 of them, Meena, Daniel, Kiara, and Madeline, feel a sense of hope. They finally know the way out. The next morning, they leave the bunker and find their safe house completely destroyed by the Watchers. They realize they must escape the forest before nightfall, because once darkness comes, they won't survive, there's no shelter left. They begin walking toward freedom. The birds the professor mentioned were supposed to fly only in the evening, but they can't wait until then. So Meena opens the cage and releases her golden parrot. They decide to follow the direction in which the parrot flies. While moving through the forest, they come across a grave. Madeline stops and tells them, once, these creatures lived among humans. But humans betrayed them, trapped them, and left them here. After hours of walking, they finally reach a river and find a boat that once belonged to Professor Martin. Seeing it fills them with joy. But that joy doesn't last. Darkness falls quickly, and the watchers begin to awaken. Just as they're about to board the boat and escape, they hear a voice calling for help. When they turn around, they see Kiara's husband, injured and begging for rescue. Everyone else is already on the boat, so Daniel runs back to help him. Daniel grabs him and starts pulling him toward the boat, but suddenly, Meena and the others realize something horrifying. The man isn't human at all. It's a watcher who has taken Daniel's form. Before anyone can react, the creature kills Daniel. The survivors know the watchers cannot cross the river. They quickly start the boat and finally make it across, reaching the city safely. But the real twist begins after this. Once in the city, the three of them go their separate ways. A few days later, Meena goes to the university to carry out the professor's last wish, to destroy all his research data. But before she deletes it, she finds a tape recorder. When she plays it, she learns a shocking truth. Thousands of years ago, when humans and fairies lived together, they even married each other. Their children, born of both species, were called halflings. These halflings inherited traits from both sides. They had a special ability. They could shapeshift so perfectly that they could take the form of dead humans and live among the living unnoticed. Professor Martin believed that after humans trapped the fairies underground, many halflings stayed behind, blending into human society by changing their form. According to him, they still exist among humans today. While investigating further in the professor's office, Meena discovers several photographs that shock her. In one of them, the woman standing beside Professor Martin is none other than Madeline. That's when she realizes Madeline was actually his wife. Confused and disturbed, she meets Kiara and tells her everything. She says, "The Madeline we met in the forest was Professor Martin's wife. She never told us because she wasn't human, she was a fairy who could change her form." Meena continues, "I found out that Professor Martin's wife, the real Madeline, died years ago of cancer." Kiara, shocked, asks, "Then who was the woman with us all that time?" Meena replies, "Now I understand everything. The professor, devastated by his wife's death, wanted to bring her back. When he found that fairy, the one who could survive daylight, he trapped her and forced her to take his wife's form. He taught her how to act, talk, and live like Madeline. But when he tried to kill her, she killed him instead." Meena then says, "I've called Madeline here. Somehow, we must send her back to the forest." But just then, a car stops outside. When the person steps out, Meena freezes. It's Kiara. Which means the woman standing beside Meena all this time isn't Kiara at all, it's Madeline. As soon as the real Kiara enters the house, Madeline transforms into Kiara's husband and knocks her unconscious. Meena confronts her and shouts, "What do you want from us?" Madeline angrily replies, "I am different from all the other fairies. They hated me because I wasn't like them. I was always alone. When Professor found me, he promised to take me out of that forest if I became his wife. I believed him. But later, he tried to kill me. Before he could, I killed him. You humans can never be trusted. And now that you know my truth, you'll die too. After killing you, I'll live among humans, as you." She grabs Meena by the throat and begins to strangle her. Meena gasps, "Didn't the professor ever tell you why you can walk in daylight? It's because you're not a pure fairy. You're a hybrid, half human and half fairy. That's why you can live in both worlds." Madeline hesitates, confused. Meena continues, "You're not alone. There are others like you, halflings living among humans, just like you." Upon hearing this, Madeline's body starts changing, her wings unfold, her face morphs into her true fairy form. Without another word, she spreads her wings and flies away into the sky, leaving Meena behind. Weeks later, we see Meena living with her sister. She tells her, "I think that fairy is still watching me." Her sister laughs and says, "Don't worry. It's all over now." But in the final scene, a small girl is seen standing quietly outside Meena's house. Her eyes glimmer faintly. It's Madeline, now living among humans in a new form. And with that, the story ends.